All right, hello. So I want to talk about these Metolius ultra lightweight master cams, or just lightweight master cams. I don't remember what they called them. Now I got my whole single rack out here because I wanted to show a few things off. The reason I want to do a video on these is because getting into trad climbing can be super expensive, and I see that these cams are relatively cheap online. And when I say relatively cheap, I mean $40 to $50 a cam, which in the cam world is pretty good. Where am I finding these prices? On hownotto.com. I'm way too small of a channel to be affiliated with them, so I'm not getting a kickback or anything. But I saw they had an awesome sale running on these things, and I'm like, dang, that's really interesting to me. I've seen some reviews, I really like them. Here's my opinion after purchasing and using them for the first time. So just so you know, I got essentially the full size range, all the way from 00 to size number 8. So you see them all here. The only sizes I didn't get were 9 because they didn't have it on the site, and 4 because it was out of stock. So I doubled up on 3s, which the 3 is a super usable cam size. Now, a few things with these cams that I do want to mention. If you're buying them on How Not To, you can get 2 different versions, the 2024 version and the 2025 version. What's the difference? Well, I'll show you. So, coming a little closer here. This number 3 is a 2024 version. This number 5 is a 2025. What's the big difference with these two? You see on the hubs, or excuse me, on the cams themselves, they got rid of the nice like green, yellow, red scale that I actually kind of like in the 2025 model year. Instead, they just have these X's, which basically tell you, hey, if it's contact in the rock here, like, don't whip. You're probably gonna, it's probably popping out. So otherwise, the construction is the same. The only other difference is down here at the stems. You see the newer one, the 2025 here, has this little like a half loop almost, right? A big complaint with these is that there's no loop on them, and it's hard for some people to get their fingers in there sometimes, or if they're pumped out to use the cam. Now I'll say this, there are times when this falls way more naturally into my hands, but there have been far more times where I actually find this curve to be kind of annoying as opposed to this, where like my thumb's not positioned exactly right, and like, I don't know, I have fat thumbs. It doesn't always fit right how it is. It feels kind of, cramped. Like there, you can see it's just kind of pinching my thumb. Is it usable? Totally. Like, it's not a deal-breaking thing, but it's just something to be aware of. For me, if I was, able to say, would I rather have a set of 2024s or a set of 2025s, I would choose the 2024s because I like the color coding and I like how they feel at this bottom thumb loop as well more. So with that said, these cams are great. They obviously run a little bit smaller than like Black Diamond cam sizing. For example, I'm going to show you what a number 6 Metolius looks like here. So this is a number 6 Metolius cam. This is a number 6 Black Diamond cam. So you see here the differences are pretty large, right? So just something to know. I know that's probably pretty common knowledge, but I think it's worth sharing that not all cams are universal in their numbering, their sizing. Now, I want to just show you one more thing on these cams so you can kind of take a look at this as well. So here, I'm going to grab the biggest and the smallest Metolius cams that I have. Okay, so this is it, right? The biggest and smallest Metolius cams that I have. This little guy here, and then this big number 8 here. If you're looking at lobes, some differences to know with these micro cams. The lobes themselves are not serrated like these are. They don't have numbers anyway, even if you get the 2025 model years, you're not getting those color codings, because it's either engaged or it's not. There's really no midpoint here. Like, it's super small margin of error when placing. Big cams, these are sort of akin size-wise to like the Black Diamond 2 or 3s, I'd say, which like the 2 is a super usable cam size, right? Like there's a lot of places you can put it to. However, I have found these smaller cams to be super nice when placing. Like I found a lot of places, even for these little cams, that work great. Get that back into focus for you. But yeah, these cams rock. The failure points or potential problem points that I see on these cams are, of course, the nylon wires, right? They're not steel like most cams are, because this is like their lightweight option. So that's a potential problem. Send it back in to Metolius, and they will they'll re-sling the cams, they'll do the wire, everything for $5. They have an awesome service from what I hear. I haven't used it firsthand, so I can't comment. The other thing that I'll say on these is these little plastic wire guards. I see why they put these plastic wire guards here, because on some of my cams, they're getting pretty chewed up, which is good. You know, I'd rather this plastic get chewed up than the actual metal itself. So just something to be aware of. Those are some potential failure points. If you're looking to buy these secondhand, I would definitely, you know, ask for good photos of those when you're buying them. Those are the 2 points I see being fragile on these cams. But with all that said, for the price, I mean, you can't beat that. Like a whole rack, you know, $40 a cam versus the $60, $70, $80 you can spend on black diamond cams, on a bunch of other cams. I totally buy these Metolius master cam, ultra lightweight master cams again. Great value, great performance so far. Don't have any issues with them. So just want to give you guys my completely unbiased review of the Metolius ultra lightweight master cams. Great cams. I'd buy them again. Really nice.